two reasons why you should watch this video. Number one, you manage your investments on different platforms, be it Robinhood, Ameritrade, Schwab account, Fidelity, or maybe even some experimental positions on Acorns. And because of so many platforms, you cannot get the big picture of what's happening with your investments. Or number two, you hate the way of how your portfolio manager or platform shows you your numbers, and you have your own way of looking at it and figuring it out like most of us do. Now, I have been investing since I was 16 years old. I'm 32 now, and I cannot imagine how life was before realizing what Google Sheets could do. You know what the best part is? Google Sheets come free with every Gmail account. I have my own way of looking at things, and if all I have to do is just check my portfolio value, I never log into any of these investment platforms. If Google Sheets and data is something you like, make sure to subscribe to personalize the content delivered to you. Now, the first thing I have to say is, do not use this data for live trading. The data you get here is delayed by 20 minutes as per Google, but I've seen it to be much more than that. So don't use it for live trading. Use it only to retrospect on your investments and data. That's all. Integrates beautifully with your iPhone and Android device. So you can look at your numbers on the go, and it's always handy. Great tool to have in your toolbox. Now we start with number one and make our way towards number 6. With each tab, we'll find out the different possibilities of what you can do with this. Now, this is information you would already have. It's basically the name of the company you have invested in, the ticker, the invested amount, and the number of shares you hold with that company. Now, the real magic happens in column G, which is basically the Google Finance formula, bringing you the latest price per share from the Google Finance website. So if you haven't visited the Google Finance website, it's a site that is dedicated for tracking financial information built by Google. So there's a lot you can do here. But the beauty of Google Sheets is it helps you bring a lot of that data into Google Sheets with just a simple formula. The price per share is just one thing you can do with that formula. Here's a whole list of other things you can do with the formula, which is basically fetching the price at open, the volume, market cap, and so many more that's listed here. So make sure you visit this page. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. But coming back here, so once you type in this formula, there's nothing more you need to do. It keeps changing as long as the market is open, and it will also update the latest investment value that you have with that company. Again, do not use this data for trading investments or as investment advice. Use for historical analysis only. Now that you know all of this information, you could also easily say the total amount you invested in and what the latest value is, and hence you know the profit you made off of these investments. Now you could do a lot more. You can add your lowest 52-week price and your highest 52-week price, so you have some context of these numbers, which is the latest price per share. You know where this falls, if it's closer to the lower end or the higher end. Now on the fourth tab, you can also start building visualizations. You can use charts and graphs native to Google, and you can show your investment, visualize what proportion of investments do you have with each company, and anything else that you would like to see visually. You could do that here because you have all the data connected into the live stream. You could add a chart for how much of capital gains you made with all these different companies, and you could also find out how much money you will make or what the net value of all these investments are going to be when you're 27, 29, 32, and so on. And here you could change your annual growth rate, and everything else would change with that percentage. I'll leave a template to this Google Sheet in the description below. The beautiful thing about this is it doesn't end in number 6. I'm going to come back and give you a few more ideas with this. So subscribe if you haven't already. This is just the beginning, and sky's the limit. Let's go.